It is almost 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning. That means we are getting ready to run some Curse of Strahd Daybreak. So let's prep some Dungeons and Dragons. Now you may know that we got 3 Curse of Strahd games going. My classic run, and then my 2 Isekai games, Nightfall and Daybreak. Each one plays a bit different than the others, both for rules and for just generally what is happening um, in the world and what decisions they're making. But this morning, I wanted to try to get a lot of the bullshit things that I say to my different groups. I wanted to try to get all those sort of linked up and have them make sense within the confines of the collective worlds. So I'm going to basically try to sync up the calendars. I'm going to try to sync up the random NPC names that got dropped and just sort of try to make sense out of it. So ideally, um, I'm going to have 3 worlds open simultaneously. I have enough, what's the word I'm looking for? I have enough licenses, foundry licenses, to do this. But for some reason, Nightfall is being really shy and does not want to open. So I got to figure out why that isn't happening. So I'm just going to all my other worlds, and I am stopping them altogether because they are currently paused, and seeing if that makes it feel more comfortable opening up this third world. I like to keep all the worlds accessible at all times for my players, and when you host through the Forge, you can only have an active game for each what's the word I'm looking for, license that you have. And so if I had players from multiple games that all wanted to get onto those games at the same time, each game that activates would try to pull a it would try to pull a license is essentially what happens. All right, looks like Nightfall is just not happening. So I'm going to go ahead and just stop the server, start the server, try to get us in there. And it looks like we got kicked out of Daybreak. I'm not 100% sure on that. But here I'm only going to have 3 worlds active at a time, period, for today. So that should work. Yeah, you can see where... oh, okay. So maybe it was Daybreak that wasn't logging in. Interesting. Alright. That's really weird. Alright, so let's try to get Daybreak going. Or I simply tried to run 2 copies of Nightfall. That could have happened. I've got them like color-coded and labeled and everything else, and then you add in a 4th world, which is my test world for Curse of Strahd, and it starts to get a little crazy. So, but I am hoping that this finally logs in and gets everything set up. In the meantime, we played Classic last night. It's only a group of 4, and we were down a player. So they wound up finishing up at the vineyard, and then they came back to town to do to see, to turn in the quest for the vineyard. And they collected their money, and they patched things up with the Martikovs. Very nice. And then I had Teodora from the character I added to the added content. She came and requested that they help at the orphanage, and then they went to the orphanage and they were doing the investigation, and they did a great job. And then we left off with one of the characters and the headmistress in her office being attacked by the shadow demon, but we couldn't get initiative to roll, which was just weird. And so after troubleshooting it for about 10 minutes, we couldn't get anything to work. And so we were like, I guess we'll just stop the session here and pick it up where we have all 4 players. But it was really frustrating. So I wanted to log back in also today and see, like, why didn't it roll initiative for everybody? And it is still not rolling initiative. And I don't know if it's this scene that it's not rolling initiative for or what. But yeah, you can see that it's not just auto rolling like it should. It's very strange. So I kind of want to check my settings and see why that's happening. because I think it's only happening to this particular Foundry world, and I haven't run any updates or anything, which could be the issue. The issue could be that I haven't run any updates in about 2 weeks, and I know that when you're on the most up-to-date Foundry, that can happen. All right, so we got all 3 worlds booted up now, and today's game is Daybreak, so it would be beneficial if I checked if Daybreak could actually enter into a combat scenario. So let's do that real quick. I'm just going to grab a couple of people and pretend that they're going to fight each other. Alright, and we'll grab a PC just in case. Throw them into combat. Drag it down. And move calendar out of the way. Oh my god. Alright, roll them in. Alright, I was able to roll into initiative, no problem. So now I'm curious, since these guys are using Lancer and Classic isn't, is the reason that they couldn't roll initiative last night have something to do with Combat Carousel? But I turned Combat Carousel off and they still couldn't roll into initiative. So now I'm definitely curious why they are unable to do that. It's very strange. Alright, anyways, let's start the syncing up process. One of the things I wanted to sync was the hotbars. If everything's in the same place in every game, it'll make it just easier for muscle memory for me to kind of figure things out. So we'll open up all of these, and I'll try to get them all matched up. So, trying to think which is probably the most up-to-date and ready to kick ass. They're all subtly different from each other. I think that Daybreak probably has the best layout, so I will try to reproduce Daybreak on everybody else. Alright, so we got the same 4 across the top, and then we have grapple there. So let me go to convenient effects and grab grapple. Alright. Okay, and then they have potion, burning, bloom, dodge. I don't really want burning, bloom, and dodge right at the top. I feel like there's more useful things we could have there. Certainly don't need bloom all the way at the top. Alright, so let's drag bloom down there. And we'll drag bloom down there. Alright. And same deal, we'll drag bloom down there. Alright, I feel like special effects could probably all live down towards the bottom, but I don't know. Like, how often do things really get frozen? What we really need on the top bar is shit that happens a lot. So, readying actions and not being able to take readied actions. I feel like those are pretty paramount. So, even more so than totem toxicity. Alright, so we're going to drag all these down. We'll just reset the whole fucking thing. But since we're doing all 3 at once, it should go a little bit better. Alright, I don't mind the dodge being there, even though it's not the actual dodge function, because it makes people like swoopy-doopy dance around. But maybe I should move that off the top also. Now, being able to set something to dead is pretty handy. Yeah. So let's keep dead. Alright. I don't even have dead for these others, so let's search dead. Looks like I don't even have it in my compendium. Do I have it here though? No. Alright, so we'll have to rebuild it. Okay. And we need something called splash. Bloodbath, aka splash. So let's drag that down just to add it to the world. It's so weird how things get out of sync so easily. I don't know. All right. We get rid of this. And then let's see. I don't know where. I feel like I'm doing like a sliding block puzzle here. It's kind of crazy. Okay. And this will be dead. Switch to script. Post it in. Save macro. Let's test it out on Irenia. Works. Alright. Doesn't turn off automatically. That's fine. We have the off button there. Alright. So, same deal. We'll go ahead and add dead here as well as a script. Alright. And then we'll shortcut ourselves to this icon. There we go. But yeah, I really would like, when I sit down to play Curse of Strahd, for a lot of things to match up. You know what I'm saying? It would be nice. And since we migrated over, I do feel like I've been fighting with my settings a little bit, which is understandable because not all the same things are there. Everything has to be kept up to date. But yeah, it would be great if everything had a little bit more similarities. Okay. Things that happen a lot, besides clearing a status and somebody being dead, would definitely be readying an action and not being able to take a readied action. So, let's get that working. Alright, so they don't have a ready action, so we got to fix that real quick. Alright. So we'll do that, and that, and this. Alright, submit changes. And do they have a ready to action here? Nope. They have the one that times out. So we'll go ahead and put this one here as well. Yeah, so it's quite a bit of fixing and correcting stuff today. It's going to have to happen. Alright. And same deal here. Alright. And then we got no reaction. And I don't know if I made no reaction for any of these games. Let's see. We got ready to action, we got reaction. But we want no reaction. So none of these have no reaction. Okay. So we have to build a no reaction. So this will be no reaction. This creature has used its reaction already. Alright, so we go over here to our asset library, we go down to our token status markers, and we should have one that has a no reaction. There we go. And then we just have to build this 2 more times. Alright, so put that there, and same deal. It's like a little assembly line. Like a happy little robot at a factory. What's wild is, like, yeah, there's a lot of robots at factories, but, like, are human beings cheaper than robots? Are we going to keep the human element of these factories rather than just replace them with robots? I don't know. I was thinking about it the other day. Alright. Submit, and no reaction should go right there. And that will allow me to tag creatures. This is mostly for me tracking creatures. Alright, beautiful. Okay, easy target for sure is something that comes up a lot in the Curse of Strahd games. So we would have to build easy target for all of these games, because I don't think I have it on any of them. Alright, And to get that, we would go to Cub. So go to Game Settings, Condition Lab, and we'll go grab Easy Target. And we're going to create 3 of them. All right. Easy Target, and Easy Target. And then we take the icon, paste it in. There we go. And then we say the next attack against this creature is at advantage. All right, paste that over there, paste that over there. Easy Target does have an active effect that we could copy. So we can go here, and it would be Token Magic Bevel. So we go to Effects, and we add, we say that we're sure. Token Magic, Custom, Bevel. Submit changes, and then we got to do the same thing here. So Effects, add, we're okay with it. Here we go, Custom, Bevel, save, and then finally, third one, we got to go in and do this, say that we're okay with it, Custom, and Bevel. I know this seems kind of tedious and boring, but I've got again, I got 3 of these games, and having the UI kind of match up and allow me to do a lot of the things that come up a lot in the game without having to do extra clicks and stuff would be very, very useful to me. And so my goal is to get all my stuff I use a lot within easy reach. And then also making sure all these calendar events are synced up, because I want everyone to have the same amount of time to work with, because I do think it should be equitable within the world. So that's a whole thing. Okay, now in these games, people use healing surges a lot, and I think that's definitely a common thing that happens. But more so than that, more so even than grappling, is getting knocked prone. I would say grappling is second tier type deal. So what we will do is, we've got prone right here, but I almost feel like prone comes up more than grappled. So we'll put prone right there. There we go. And that means we need to see if we've made a prone for these other guys. So they have prone. That's good. And does classic have prone? No, they don't have the animated prone. So we got to create this. We got to edit the effect. And it is tempting sometimes with my classic game just to be like, do we need to put in the extra work on that one because it's a friends and family game? We only play every other week. We generally take it kind of easy, but yeah, I kind of want everything to be, synced up, So we'll go here, and this is macro execute custom quote fall prone submit. All right, we go up here and we do our custom prone, which goes right there. Excellent. Okay, so then below that we have grapple and restrained. So let's see. Looks like we lost grapple, so let's go grab grapple. There we go. And restrain would pop up over here. Okay. Then we have speed lowered. I feel like that does come up a lot, so speed lowered would go here. That's good. And let's see. For now, we're just going to ditch burning altogether. Alright, we could ditch old film. Okay. Man, this is a lot harder to sync up than I thought it was going to be. Stress and exhaustion. Alright, so stress and exhaustion would go here. And we really don't need this polymorph. So I don't know why I keep keeping it. Let's see. We got our tables down here at the bottom, but I almost feel like injury table, we might just move it up here to the top left. There we go. And then companion effects could go right next to it. Yeah, that's looking pretty slick. For some reason, injury tables doesn't have an icon. It's kind of weird. I wonder if I should test these buttons too, just to make sure shit's actually working. Let's see. Paste that in. Save. Okay. And then we've got bolster, and we've got companion aggro. Let's see. They don't even have an aggro effect? That's kind of weird. Oh, I guess this particular game doesn't need an aggro effect. Do they have a bolster, though? They don't, and they frequently don't remember to use it. That's okay. We'll build it anyways. Alright. So, going over here, creating an effect. Bolster. Grab that. Paste that in. Grab this. Paste it in. And save. Wasn't too bad. Alright. And then next up is restrained. Alright. Cool. Alright, and then we've got speed lowered. And we got speed lowered, and then we need speed lowered. So let's go grab speed lowered. They don't have speed lowered? Shit. Alright. Probably our best bet then would be to export these and then import them, because it seems like this game is missing a ton. Alright, let's do that. Alright, so we'll close it, and then we'll reopen it up. There we go. Ah, much better. Okay. So I'll drag this one down. There we go. And let's see, how's this one working? Ah, it's only adding one stress. That's not good. Okay. So let's try again. There we go. Alright. It should be doing the one where they're all like built into each other. I hope I don't have to set that up manually. Shit. Alright, hold on. See, he gets a nested effect. That was such a pain in the ass to set up the nested effect. Oh man, I really don't want to have to do that again. Let's see. What is this one called? Stress exhaustion. Stress exhaustion. Why would it not bring over the nesting? That's weird. Alright. Let's go in here. Nesting is absolutely incredible, by the way. Nested effect. Ugh. So we have to add all of them? Some bullshit. Alright. Let's see. Where are we at? We got 40 minutes before the game. Alright. I mean, a Curse of Strahd game is a Curse of Strahd game. So I want my home game to have the same support that the others have. In the file you sent to Discord, it had all the convenient effects you need to re-upload. Is nested turned on in this game? The nested items were set up correctly. Is that a setting you have to have in advance? Is nesting? Let me see. Alright. Configure settings, and then we go to convenient effects. Let's see. Whose convenient effects are they? They're like DF's convenient effects. There we go. Player permission, modify stats effects. This is how stats effects on the token HUD will be modified. Replacing them means all other stats effects will be removed in favor of conditions that provide convenient effects. Adding them means they are appended to the end of the existing stats effects. Shit. What settings does everybody else have? Fuck. Alright. Let's see. Defred's convenient effects. On, add, or remove. And none. Okay. Alphabetical. Allow players to access them. Show nested effects. Son of a bitch. Okay. You're so wise. So does that mean I probably have too many effects? No. But let's try to re-import and see if that fixes it. Alright. Okay. Close. Open. Let's see. Get rid of that. Drag this down. Select this guy. Hit the button. Nested. Alright. So if it's not enabled when you import, you lose the nested effects. That's pretty shitty. Wow. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Jesus. Okay. Alright, so then we got movement. Nope. Speed. I think it's called speed. Alright. So speed lowered goes right here. And speed lowered includes immobilized, I believe. Yeah. So it's a winner. It's got all those different stats effects that can apply. Alright, what else we got? Injuries master list. This is for applying injuries to a character without having to search it. I thought this would be a lot more useful than it actually is, but generally if you're looking for a particular injury, you would just search it anyways, and injuries shouldn't be happening so much that you need a special macro for it. So as fun as it was to make that macro, I'm probably not going to use it. Alright. So what other things happen a ton for our games? We've got Death, Blaze of Glory, Wild Surge, Confusion. Yes, Confusion does seem to happen a lot, and Fear happens a lot. So we will move Fear up to here. And I think in my other games, my two Mythic type games, I have the Confusion off to the side here. So that is where we'll add the Confusion, is right there. Alright, so let's see, we can get rid of this. And we need to add Confusion. Now I also added a table where you could roll Confusion. So let's see. Here we go. Okay, and then we have to add the table to each world that we want to have Confusion. So table. Gotta do everything 3 times. Confusion. Table. And then we go over to tables again. And we do Confusion. Alright. Confusion, Confusion, Confusion. Great. So then we drag those over. And for some reason, they never get to keep their table icon. We could simply reapply the table icon, but I have made for them, or not made, but I went and got a confused emoji, which I thought was kind of cute. So we'll just go grab that out of status markers and put that one in. Alright. So we just got to add this 2 more times. Messing around with item macro mod, for example, I set up an item macro mod that reaction ability is triggered to Defred's reaction macro. So if a monster uses its reaction, the macro will activate, and now remember to use its reaction. That's fantastic. That sounds awesome. What is that going off of? Item macro mod? That sounds great. And can you just say all reactions will trigger it? So like every reaction in the game will trigger it? Because that would be a delight to have that be automated. Damn. All right. Go here and update this. All right. So it looks like I don't remember use ejection. Yeah, that's really, really smart. Okay. Looks like we're getting pretty close to finishing this up for now. I like in the bottom left, we'll put all the weird graphic stuff that's just there to do weird graphic stuff. So we will put frozen, burning, submerged. We'll put stoned down there. We could put shocked down there. And maybe ghost. Ghost could be down there. Or maybe row 4 should be all of the graphic stuff. That could be kind of cool. Alright, so if that's the case, we'll do bloom, and then frozen, fire, submerged, and we'll do stoned, and let's see, what other weird shit should be down there? Shocked would be pretty good. Slimer would be pretty good. There we go. And then acid. Acid could be pretty good. Or maybe that's where we put our dancing macro. I feel like poison and acid kind of do the same. So I'll drop poison for acid. Pretty sure they do the same thing. Let me see. Yeah, that's fine. And then we will drop dodge down there instead. Alright, let's see. Going up here, we still got to fix frightened. Doesn't look like we've got that, unless it's under fear. There we go. Fear enhanced should go right there. And then ideally, it should do nested. Beautiful. Alright. We've got the script for dropping your torch, and I feel like we should roll dropping the torch also for using it as a weapon. I'm trying to figure out like how to de-video gamey some of that shit. I don't know. Alright. Then we got the bottom here. We got trinkets, we got wild surge, we got blaze of glory, and we got deaths. Trinkets, wild surge, blaze of glory, deaths, and the same. Alright, let's move some more stuff around. Alright, let's see. In order to match up, in row 4, we want dodge to go there, but we don't actually have a dodge anymore. So we'll bring it down. Alright, and then Slimer's going to go there, where haste and blur was. Alright, and then we got this weird mirror images. And then lightning, and then acid. Move stoned over. Then we got submerged. Moving up there. And it looks like potion is going to move to here. Okay. Injuries is supposed to be over there, but we can get rid of that. Oh, that's the roll table for injuries. Yeah. That's where we want it. We want the roll table there. All right, and that's all right. Those are the roll tables. That's correct. Okay, and then let's see. Submerged goes into fire, which is called burning. There we go. Get big is over here. I don't think get big is working by default. Yeah. So we need enlarge. There we go. Okay. And I don't think get big is working here either. So let's grab the icon code. We'll get rid of this, and we'll set up enlarge, which is also reduce, and put it right there. Or no. Is it off to the left? Okay. And like so. There we go. So many extra steps just to get the Mario mushroom on there. Alright. And same deal here. Go here and here. Down there. Alright. Save. And then we don't need this one anymore. We need enlarge reduce. This is the kind of shit that when I was like cloning it, it would have been really good to have it all set up properly, but oh well. Alright. Put that in there like so. Save. Fantastic. Alright. Let's continue lining these up. We need cold, and then we got bloom. So that's correct. So doing this again, we got bloom, frozen, and we need burning. So bring burning over. Okay, and then after burning is submerged. And then after submerged is stoned. Stoned is then acid. Acid is then paralyzed. We got a lot of polymorph macros here. It's kind of weird. And then we do that. We go get Slimer. And then we move dodge back down. So that row is also correct. Fantastic. Alright. So let's see. Then we got potion and torch. Would be up there. Potion and torch. Potion and torch. Alright. I think for now, until I figure out other macros that I use a lot, we can leave this be for now. So everything's everything looks like it's synced up pretty close. And then as we discover more things, we'll do another thing. All right, sweet. Okay. With the icons relatively set up properly the way I want. Oh, you know what comes up a pretty decent amount? I'll grab actual poisoned. We'll put that down here. Trying to think of any other stats effects that come up a lot. Maybe marked. Marked kind of comes up a lot. Let's see. Warden's mark. Alright. So marked. There we go. Go here. Go to token status and marked. There we go. Okay. And let's see. We probably need the actual wording from the world patch doc for this, so we get it right. Marked. Alright, creatures that have been marked by the optional combat maneuver will be penalized when provoking opportunity attacks. See minor actions for more information. Okay. Mark. After successfully a foe, you can use a minor action to mark the creature. Until the end of your next turn, any opportunity attack you make against the marked target has advantage. Furthermore, this opportunity attack doesn't expend your reaction. Wow. Why doesn't anybody use that shit? Oh my god, it's like crazy strong. Okay. So create effects, create an effect, description. Go in here, grab this, paste it, marked, and marked. Alright, and submit, and submit. Alright. Yeah, marked is fucking badass. No wonder I made it cost a minor action. Jesus. All right. And maybe if I see these down on the bar, I'll like remember to use them as the bad guys. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I can't think of too many other status effects that we use a ton. So, yeah. I guess I could like right-click a mini to see if there's any that kind of come to mind, but I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. Sweet. So now we got to sync up the calendars, which is another incredibly exciting thing. I know. It's very exciting. And then I guess after the game today, I'll need to figure out why classic initiative is broken, because now I have suspicions that my other traditional initiative game, Odyssey Prime, is also going to be broken. And I think, of course, the solution is just going to be running updates, but we will see. All right, so bring up the calendar, and we go to the ribbon, we bring up the calendar, and then over here, we bring up the calendar. All right, let's see. Now, something I've noticed about the calendar that I'm not enjoying too much is that making a note for your calendar, it feels like it's going to crash Foundry sometimes. Like it's so resource intense, and I think you'll see this, especially if I'm running three Foundry instances at once. Let's go to Configure Settings, and let's look at all the calendar settings and make sure they're correct. All right. Because they all use the same calendar, so you would think that they would all have the same settings. All right. Simple calendar. Scroll down. Simple calendar. And scroll down. 23 minutes till game. We're doing fine. All right. So, simple calendar, simple calendar, simple calendar. Dark, dark, dark. Open on load. Open in compact isn't turned on. Okay. Remember compact position. Okay, make those match up. Note reminder. Automatically open the note. Yeah, that sounds useful. All right. So I'm going to do automatically open the note. Side drawer opens on the left. Side drawer opens on the left. Side drawer opens on the right. So we'll change that to left. Always show the side note list is off on all three. Compact view scale seems to be pretty universal. All right, save, save, and save. All right, and then I want to go into the sub settings real quick. So we'll go to simple calendar configuration. I don't think any of this is too impactful on what's happening here. I'm just concerned about, again, when I open up notes there, maybe it's under note settings. Note default player visibility is off. Send reminders on login. When a user first logs into Foundry VTT, any note reminders on the current day will be whispered to them. Oh, that's kind of neat. All right. And then note categories. So this doesn't actually have a means to make the note tool less resource intense, which is unfortunate. All right, we'll close these out then. All right, let's take a look at these calendars. So if we go back a month, we could see that nothing happened. So the whole campaign has been happening since August, which is totally not August because there's a V there, and that's how the Curse of Strahd calendar is. I didn't make it up. All right, so they started on, let's see, August, the March of Flowers, and then 2 weeks later, the Wolfhead Jamboree, and then 2 weeks later, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Okay, so they had March of Flowers, Wolfhead Jamboree, and then I guess going into the next month would be Festival of the Blazing Sun. All right. We could actually get rid of this event because they did pay Blinsky his money. Let me see. Note. And oh, I can't ever remember how to close this shit. There we go. Delete. But do you see how much like lag and delay there is? I also think I just changed the day of the week permanently, which is really upsetting. Is this the current day? Is it still the 25th? Oh man. Boy, I hope so. Why is there just a random message here? What the fuck? It just says new note. What does the new note say? Let's see. Yeah, it's just a really cumbersome interface. I'm not a fan. All right, turn this off. All right, well, hopefully we could do this without changing any more dates, because that's really annoying. And I should probably keep track of what date everybody is currently on. All right. Let's go again. So those are the three festivals. And then these guys, I don't know why the Wolf's Head Jamboree was only a few days behind the March of Flowers. It should actually be on the fucking 4th. Alright, so the current day is marked in blue. Alright, that helps at least. So we'll go here. And this is why I felt like I needed to update this stuff, because the calendar tool is so clunky, and like, listen to me complaining about having a calendar tool built into my D&D game, but it's so clunky that it's just, I don't know, it's fucking frustrating. So it should be on the 4th. And look, I told it to change to the 4th, but it's still displaying the 13th. Do I know if it's changed to the 4th? I don't know. So then I save it, and nothing changes. I have to save again. And now it's on the 4th. Jesus Christ. Yeah. But again, better than not being able to track your dates at all, for sure. All right. So they got bit by werewolves, and I'm assuming that was the 20th that they got bit by werewolves. So I will add that to the calendar. Because they only have a certain amount of time before it's too late. All right, so wolf bites, 11 a.m. and save. And then you gotta wait like forever for it to create the event. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. You don't know because it's taking so long. You think to yourself, do I have to hit save again? Maybe you do. How many times do you have to hit it? Yeah, it's okay. So they got the wolf bites, and then they got the Festival of the Blazing Sun. So that's unfortunate, because that means the March of Flowers date is also wrong. So, oh my god. Alright, so we have to move that to the 13th. So, here we go. And I can't populate these events in advance because the timers and the calendar are determined by player actions. So things don't start until players start them, right? Like, it says, like, when the players arrive here, 3 days from the time that they arrive, or 7 days from the time that they arrive, this thing will happen. Alright, so that means we got to move this into the previous month. So let's try this again. Wolf's Head Jamboree. Wait, Wolf's Head Jamboree. You fuckers. Okay. Hold on. So this one should be on the 13th. Yeah, this calendar tool is, it's killing me a little bit. I'm definitely taking little bits of psychic damage as I try to deal with this calendar tool. Alright. So that means the March of Flowers needs to go back 2 weeks. So shit was all over the place. Alright. So it would actually be the 30th. And save. 15 minutes till game time. Oh boy. Alright. So, Nightfall has the most comprehensive calendar because Lauren is very detail oriented and asks a lot of good questions about stuff like that. Now they're going to stop the poisoned wine from being sent to Valakai. That's really good. Festival of the Blazing Sun, Bone Stolen, Wolf Bites. Okay. So this is all the people who went missing that has to be entered in. And then the party arrived in Valakai the day after the festival. Alright. So that means, let's see, Wolf's Jamboree. And then that's the first day that they arrived at Valakai, is the day after. Alright, so Wolf's Jamboree. And then that would be when Diana went missing. Diana is from the butler's house. Not the butler's house, the Baron's house. Alright, so there we go. We're going to add an event. And here we go. Diana goes missing, Baron house, and save. What I like about Nightfall is that Victor killed all these people, and they were still like, but you got magic, so join the team. And I was like, that's the kind of pragmatism, honestly, that's the kind of pragmatism you need to survive. Alright, so 1 week previously, Butler Coastman went missing. So that would be the 7th for this game. There we go. Okay. Butler Coastman goes missing. Baron house. Alright. One thing that we have to add to Daybreak is we got to pick one of the two Washer boys to have gotten killed. So let's say Carl Watcher. Nah, Nikolai Watcher. There we go. So that would be the previous night. So that would be today's date. There we go. And this is exclusively a Daybreak event. Alright. Let's see. Okay. So we'll do DB and Darius murders Nikolai Washer for Vistana woman. All right. That's how he got that money. So I'm sure that won't come back to haunt them. Okay. And let's see. The butler goes missing. Diana goes missing. Wolf's Jamboree. Right before that, the Washer's Kosherman goes missing. So that would have been the 12th, which is the full moon. Jesus Christ. Okay. Um, I feel like he couldn't have disappeared right at the full moon because his girlfriend's a werewolf. So we'll say that he, in this game, well, did he disappear on the full moon then? Oh shit, he did. All right, let's say that she just took him as a werewolf. Yeah, that works pretty good. All right. She loved him so much, she took him with her. All right. And Watcher. What's this dude called? Coachman? Kidnapped. Okay, we should just say disappeared. Keep it, you know, mysterious. Even though it'd be nice for me to know. Disappeared. Okay. And save. Great. 9 minutes till game. All we did was update our macros, our hotbar macros, and some calendar events. It's not the end of the world. All right, we got to figure out when the poisoned wine gets sent. It looks like. Let's see. What do I have on their calendar? Jamboree, Diana, Orphan, Bone Stolen, Butler goes missing, Arabelle. Oh. Arabelle drowns. Wait, why is the Butler going missing here? It should be a week before she went missing. Oh, fucking A. March of Flowers. Baron. So that should be on the 9th. Alright, let me fix that real quick. God, this fucking calendar. Alright. And again, it doesn't change the date while you're editing, even if you're changing the date. You gotta just hope that it actually changes the date for you. It's so frustrating. Okay. We need to know about this poisoned wine. These guys are taking care of it. So poisoned wine is sent to Valakai, is here. And then poisoned wine arrives in Valakai 2 days later. Alright, so we'll just have it. Darius murders. Bones are stolen. Alright. When did they leave to do the quest? These guys are here. And they get 3 days from when they left. So they left here 1, 2, 3. Alright, yeah, it all matches up. Aw, thank you, Robbie. Alright, so we're going to go in here and say, if it gives me a note, poisoned wine sent to Valakai. Alright. And then maybe it'll save. It's thinking about it. It's thinking real hard. Might do it. Maybe. Might create the event. I know you got 3 foundries open, but you could do it. There you go. And then takes 2 days. So they leave, and then they would arrive on the same day that the bones are stolen. Alright. And let's see. I think that catches us up for the most part. We could just put a calendar note here of when Felix arrived at the orphanage. But these guys already took care of the orphanage, so I don't really care about the orphan events anymore. So, all right. That's all I needed to do for now. So, nice solid hour of prep, getting all 3 Curse of Strahd worlds synced up together. So, what I'm going to do now is go run this game. So Lexaeus22 will be streaming it. You can watch it live, or you can check out the VODs for Curse of Strahd. They come out on Mondays and Tuesdays. I guess pick your favorite flavor of Curse of Strahd and watch. Unfortunately, we do not stream our classic game, but it has been a lot of fun. Um, and yeah, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Sunday. And I'll be back later tonight for some Mythic Odyssey, and I'll see you next time.